Yes, sir. Boom.
Hi everyone. This is something new that I'm trying, and it is digital. I just got an iPad, and I'm really excited about it because I got that in Procreate, and I wanted it for quite some time, and I'm really enjoying it. So this is me working on a goat, and I'm trying basically to replicate my traditional art style, which is watercolor, and just do it in, try to do it in my style. This may not have been exactly my style, but I liked how it turned out, and so anyway, I'm going to play with it a little bit more, but the brushes that I'm using, I'm going to have to probably look that up and type that in this location here. But there's a guy that does some beautiful, really beautiful digital watercolor style art. And so I'll give you that information. Now, what I've done is I just took, it's really common in pet portraits, which is what I normally do. You just trace your art, and I put the picture in my layer so that I could see, where the shadows and highlights are and everything. So I'm kind of blocking that in, and then I don't use that as a reference too much more in the art, I think, but it's helpful. I changed the eye. I love the goat eye that I did, but I changed the eye just to kind of go along with the look of the style that I was doing. But I did record previously when I did the eye. I did record that, and I'm going to edit that and get that uploaded just in case someone wants to see how I did this particular eye that I'm going to go ahead and cover up and erase out or whatever. So I would really, really love to hear your thoughts on this new style, and what you think about digital art, and whether you've tried it or not, whether you're interested in trying it. I'm really excited about it. I had a Wacom about, I don't know, 11, 12 years ago maybe, and I just had a lot of fun with that. But it was just you just draw on that little tablet, and while you were drawing on that, you had to look at your computer screen. This is a lot more, you're just actually drawing on what you're looking at instead of like drawing and looking up at something else. So I find that a lot nicer, a lot easier to use. And I had a house fire, and my Wacom burn up, and I don't know if I'm saying that right. Wacom, whatever. And so I never replaced it, and until recently, and I had just been really bored with. I just went through a big slump with COVID, and worrying about my parents and worrying about my friends, and there's just a lot that went on in the last few years, and I just was feeling really burnt out and overwhelmed, and I just felt like I needed something new to challenge myself with, and maybe get back some of the joy that I had originally felt in painting. It was really strange because people always talk about how they've hit an art block, or they can't paint, they don't know what to paint, they don't. And I had never in my life experienced that until COVID. And oh my gosh, that was just the weirdest thing, because what I normally would do to motivate myself was I would just go, if I needed inspiration, I would go on Google and I would just type in random things, and you can just literally go down a rabbit hole if you start looking at images and um, different things like that. Go on Pexels, that's the free copyright free website where you can, like use their photographers' pictures and that type of thing. And so, that's what I always used to gain my inspiration from in the past, was just go look at things and and I would just scroll through until something or several things, sometimes I might select like five different things that inspired me and that I really liked, and I thought that I could really do something unique with, or something like that. And that just literally wasn't working anymore. In fact, I finally had to take my art table down because it was just making me, well, my whole setup, because it was making me so anxious because I had my everything there and ready to go, and I have a really organized space always because I can't paint and clutter. It's just I can't do anything if the kitchen's messy. I have to clean it up before I do anything. I've always been that way. I cannot do a project of any sort if there's clutter or mess or whatever. I have to have a clean space to start with. And so anyway, it was just sitting there and sitting there, and it was just, and I hid it in my bedroom, and so it was just kind of, I just felt really overwhelmed by it, and and it just felt like I need to do that. I need to finish this piece of art. Now I did 2 years later finish this art that I was working on for a friend, and but oh my goodness, and I still felt really overwhelmed when I was doing it. I don't know why. And I just felt, that's when I felt like I need to do something that inspires me, something different, something to challenge myself. And so this is where I'm at right now. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. And if you want, I probably will, not even probably, I will post this on my Patreon and in real time, and I will go over the brushes that I'm using and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and that type of thing, because that information will really help. And it's just like in real life, the brushes in this are, you just really have to find the right brush, and there are a lot of people, artists that create their own brushes. In fact, I've made one to replicate my art style that I just couldn't find anyone had one like it. And so brushes make the whole difference. And this guy's brushes are really, really unique in that I've noticed that every time they spin around a lot, and they actually remove color sometimes while you're painting. If you go, like you brush down, and if you happen to brush back up, it removes some of the color. It's very different, but I really, really liked it. I thought that it really created a fun watercolor effect. And then the other thing that I really like about this too is that just because I had the house fire and we lost everything. I mean, I had a all brick house, but it was a really windy night, and a spark set our deck on fire, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and the fire woke me up, and on the patio right outside my bedroom door, and so I called the 911 really fast, and they just were like, get out of the house. And it was so weird because I did not really even, I just thought at the time, wow, he's, getting excited. The guy on the phone, I was like, wow, he's getting excited, telling me get out, get everyone and get out of the house. And, it's weird because you just, I guess, don't really, it was just hard to comprehend. My house was going to burn down, and I wouldn't have thought that it would, but being that it was so windy, the wind took it right up in the eaves, and it just raced through the attic of the house, and it burnt in like 30 minutes. It was crazy, and we barely got out in time, and I got my car back away from the house so that it wouldn't catch on fire. And it was really chilly. It was in March, and I am in the south, but it was still a really chilly, windy night. And so that's how I lost my Wacom, and I never bought another one until I've never bought another, digital type thing until now, which I said before. But now the reason that I went into all that detail was because um, after that, I lost everything, all my art, all those things irreplaceable. You can't, and I still miss all of the paintings and artwork and stuff that I had. And what I had to do was just, well, there's nothing that you can do on that. And so that's why I'm really into the digital right now, because this is a permanent record as long as you don't lose your files. And I've done that too. But I always back up, maybe, I think what I'm going, in fact, I just recently lost about 7 years worth of work, all my files, but I do have them online. Now, I may not have, I'm not sure if I have the large files, the whole large file, or if I made some of them smaller. I haven't looked into that yet, but I do have an Imgur, I don't know if you say it, IMGUR account, and I have a lot of my art stuff saved up there. And then also in my email. And so it's really good to have backups on top of your backups, just in case, you have anything catastrophic. If your house were to burn, if you were to lose your computer, if your computer malfunctioned, or, just any of those things. So what, I guess, sometimes I think about this, and when I'm painting, and it's like, this is probably going to be thrown in the trash and end up in Goodwill someday, or something like that. So I think it's really nice to be able to have a record of your art, and I really love the fact that a digital copy is a forever record, as long as you take the precautions that are, you need to on that. But, on this, I'm just going to talk about this a little bit, because I've kind of run out of that other subject now. But the things that I would do differently on this, I would not use a brush that, as you can see, like the real uniform lines. I don't like that, and I smudged it down, and that helped a lot. But I probably wouldn't use that brush again, and that just makes fur, because it's absolutely so uniform. And unless you have like a picture of a little, say, a dog that's just been groomed and every hair's in place and they're just perfect, that's otherwise than that, nature's not perfect and their hair isn't perfect. And so I think that the perfection, like where it's just too uniform for me. I think that I probably won't use that brush again, but this was just a little test piece. I've been trying to get some time to go ahead and record what I was doing and everything. It's Christmas though, and time with work and everything is more limited. And I'm a pet portrait artist, so that, especially during the holidays, keeps me busy, because people like to give that as a gift. I've had some where they just bought it as a gift and they still have their pet, but a lot of my work is memorial portraits. So anyway, and I love it. I feel sad sometimes, of course, with people's stories and the fact that they lost, their beloved pet. But it also makes me feel really good to be able to paint that for them. And all right, I looked up the artist whose brushes I'm using. His name is Nathan Brown, and I'm going to be sure to drop a link in the post with so you can go look at his art style, and you can also, if you're interested in his brushes, you can purchase those. I don't, he doesn't know me, I don't know him. This isn't any kind of paid whatever. I just happen to really, really love his brushes, and I think that you will too if you're interested in giving this a shot. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I would love to hear what you think about it. Thanks so much.